Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today we will revise indices. Since yesterday I gave some homework, so I'll still be waiting for feedback from you guys. Okay, so I thought it would be wise if we can just revise indices together. Like, let's just revise indices and see how we answer questions from indices. So we'll start with example 16 and part A. We say x to the power 3 is equals to 8. Okay, so there are a couple of things which you have to know before we even start. Okay, so sorry, let me just quickly raise this first. We talk about some basics about indices. So what you should know is, for example, I write 2 to the power 3. This does not mean 2 multiplied by 3. No. If I write 2 to the power 3, it means it's 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And the answer is what? 8. So mind you, anything raised to a power is meaning that number is repeated at the number equivalent to the power. So if I say 2 to the power 4, it means it's 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Yeah, like that. So if I say 2 to the power 3 to the power 4 is 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, sorry. Okay, so just to put an emphasis so that you guys see that this thing is serious. Okay, so that's what it means. So other things which you have to know before we go into details of these things is, for example, you have a negative index. Let me say you have a negative number power. So let's say 2 to the power negative 2. So this you can't solve first. First of all, you need to convert it. Convert to a positive index. So before you solve, when you have a negative power, always first of all, before you do anything, you need to convert it to a positive what? Index. So what do we mean if we say converting the given number into positive index? So any number 2 to the power, for example, is same as 1 over 2 to the power 2. So this and this, they mean the same. This is positive form and this is the negative form. So you guys have to know that, oh, if the number is like this, there are times where the question will require you to express your answer in this form, and there are times where you are required to express the answer in this form for you to solve. So if I say 3 to the power negative 4 is same as 1 over 3 to the power 4. Okay, a couple more examples. 4 to the power negative 2. This is same as 1 over 4 to the power 2. So this is what it means. So you guys should know if, for example, I write 2 to the power negative 3. This is same as 1 over 2 to the power 3. This is same as 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, which is equal to 1 over 8. So you need to be brave enough expressing this number in terms of powers. So we know 8. Which numbers can we multiply repeatedly to give us 8? So we know it's 2. And how many times should 2 multiply itself to give us 8? It's 3 times. So again, if you are given a fraction like this, at least you need to have eyes to take it back to this form. And then take it back to this form. So yeah, you need to know that. So if I say, for example, 1 over 16. So which number can we express 16 using powers? So we know 16 is divisible by 4 as well as 8. 8, 4, and 2. So we can set any form. For example, how do we get 16? We can say 16 is 4 by 4. Okay? Okay, so 16 is 4 by 4. Then you continue. Which number is divisible by, which number goes into 4 without leaving a remainder? Is 2. And how many times does it go there? Does 2 go into 4? Meaning it's 2 to the power 2. Because it's 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, so first, let me erase this first of all. So you say 4, this one is 2 multiplied by 2. Then multiplied by this other 4 here is 2 multiplied by 2. Okay. So you have how many 2's here? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. So each has a power 1. So you're adding the powers. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 2 to the power 4. Then you can take it now to a negative index. Writing it as a negative index, it will be just 2 to the power negative 4. Okay, so you need to know how to move from here to here. And vice versa, moving from 1 over 16 to this form. Because that's what they use most of the questions. That's what they use. So another thing which you have to know is there are times where you're given a fraction. So let's say 2 to the power 1 over 3. So how do you solve this? So this, I will write it using letters first. 2 to the power A over B. Let's say 2 is raised to power A over B. So how do we write it as an index? So you write a square root. Then this number here goes inside the square root. So this is A. Put it in brackets. Okay. So the denominator here, B comes here. B comes here. And then the numerator becomes the power of A. Okay? So I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Or better still, you can write it like this. Okay, so this is, you write B here. Then there is A here. Then you put everything in brackets. Power A. Okay, I think this one looks more better. So I think we can cancel this one. Okay, because other people may be confused. So this is the way you express your answer. So now let's get back to this one. To better understand this concept, you have 2 to the power 1 over 3. So you write your square root. What is the denominator? 3. So 3 becomes here. Then 2, we write it here. Then gross power numerator, which is 1. So this means cube root. So for example, it means we look for a number. It has to multiply by itself 3 times to give us 2. Multiply the same number 3 times to give us, let's say 2. Okay, so this example is not suitable for this. So for example, if you had, let's say, 8 here, then the cube root of 8 power 1. Let's say it was 8 power 1 over 3. So this means we look for a number. This is 3. So meaning cube root. We look for a number. It has to multiply itself 3 times to give us 8. So that number is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. You see how many 2s are multiplying itself? 1, 2, 3. So this gives us what? 8. So meaning the cube root of 8 is what? 2. So meaning the answer here inside the brackets will be 2 to the power 1. 2 to the power 1, it will be 2. Okay, so let me give you another example for you guys to understand and follow what I'm saying. So let's say 16 to the power 2 over 4. How do you solve this? So for example, they say solve this. So first of all, you write the square root as usual. Then 16 goes inside the square root. Then the denominator comes here. Then you put everything in the brackets. To the power numerator 2. Okay. So this means fourth root of 16. So fourth root, we are looking for the number. It has to multiply itself 4 times to give us what? 16. So that is, for example, you start looking for numbers which multiply itself. So you say 2, for example. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. 2 multiplied by 2, 4 by 2, 8 by 2, 16. So meaning the fourth root of 16 is what? 2. So inside everything here, when you evaluate, it will be 2 to the power 2. So 2 to the power 2 is just 2 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 4. So hope is clear. So if I say fourth root, just know we are looking for the number which should multiply itself 4 times to give us the number which is inside. Yeah. So let's say 4 to the power 2 over, let me say 1 over 2. Okay, let's say multiply by 1 over 2. 1 over 2. So this is just same as a square. So when we write a square root, it means 2 already. It means a square. So we can't write 2 here. We just write 4. Then power 1. So when it's 1 over 2, we can't write the denominator here because this already means the square root. Okay, so square root of 4 is what? 2. Meaning 2 numbers. Square root, if for those who wouldn't know what the square root means, it means 2. 2 numbers, you multiply them together, they give you what is in here. So it's 2 multiplied by 2 to give you 4. So meaning the square root is what? 2. So this will be 2 to the power 1, which is just 2. Okay, so this is a brief introduction to indices. So now let's see how we can apply these things and see how to use them. So I think mathematics is best understood with examples. So we start with this one. So we have this. So we'll start with A. So we are solving. So A. We have x to the power 3 is equals to 8. Okay. So how can you solve for x? How can you solve for x? So simple way is, if you only have x doesn't have a coefficient here. We only have x. How can we get rid of the power 3? How can we cancel the power 3? So we can only cancel the power 3 multiplying it by 1 over 3. Because this and this will cancel. So when you multiply both sides, meaning this will be 1 over 3. Both sides. So this number multiplied by 1 over 3, this number multiplied by 1 over 3. So why are we multiplying by 1 over 3? Because we know 1 over 3 is what can cancel out this power. So if it was 4 here, we would have multiplied by 1 over 4. Okay. So meaning this and this will cancel out. So meaning x is equals to 8 to the power 1 over 3. So now that's where now we apply our formula I just showed. So x equals to, so now we have a fraction. So we write a square root. So our denominator is 3, so 3 we write it here. And then this number goes inside. Okay, then cross to the power numerator, which is 1. Okay. So 3, if you remember 3, this is a cube root. So 3 numbers which we can multiply to give us 8. Remember, 2 by 2 by 2. What's the answer? 8. So meaning the cube root of 8 is what? 2. Because when 2 multiply itself 3 times, it gives us what? 8. So meaning inside the bracket here, the answer will be 2 power 1. So 2 power 1, any number to the power 1 is what? The number itself, so it's 2. So again, any number power 0, we know is 1. So if it's 100 to the power 0, we know it's 1. Yeah, just know that any number or letters or variable, let's say even x to the power 0 is still 1. Yeah, basically any number. So it can be x, because x can be an integer, can be an odd number still. Okay, so anything in power 0 is 1. That's the basic mathematics we grew up with. Anything raised to power 0, it has to give you 1. Okay, so let's solve part B. So B, we have x to the power 1 over 3 equals to negative 2. Okay. Negative 2. So how do we solve this one? Same principle, we have to cancel out this power here. We don't need this power. And here, if there was 2, we could have divided by 2 first, then cancel out the power. Now there is nothing here, so meaning we need to get rid of the power. So multiply it by the reciprocal. So 1 over 3. Reciprocal of 1 over 3 is what? 3. Then equal to, this is negative 2. So we are multiplying by 3. The 3 we've multiplied here. So reciprocal, it means if I have a number 4 over 3, reciprocal of this is what? 3 over 4. It's just like you are swapping. The numerator goes up, the denominator comes down. Yeah. So you are multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I give you 3 here, meaning is if it's just like 3, we know it's over 1. So reciprocal of this is 1 over 3. If it's a number just 4, we know it's 4 over 1. So reciprocal is what? 1 over 4. Okay. So we continue here. 3 and 3, they'll cancel out. So we just have x here. Then here we have negative 3 to the negative 2 to the power 3. So this means negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 2. So negative multiplied by negative, that is positive. Same signs, if you multiply same signs, that will give you positive. So negative multiplied by negative, it will be positive. Positive multiplied by negative. So opposite signs, if you multiply them, they have to give you what? Negative, so it will be negative. Then now you say 2 multiplied by 2, 4 multiplied by 2, that will be 8. So the answer is x is equals to negative 8. Okay. Then let's solve part C. Let me just paste it here. Okay. So I have more room here. So we have part C now. So C, we have x negative 2 over 3 equals to 25. Okay, equals to 25. So those who remember, I said for you to get rid of this, you multiply by the reciprocal. So we have x negative 2 over 3. What's the reciprocal? So even we have to get rid even of the negative. So we multiply by the negative 3 over 2 equals to 25 to the power negative 3 over 2. So this and this will form a positive. Then 3 and the 3 will cancel. 2 and 2 also cancel. So the x equal to 25 to the power negative 3 over 2. So we can solve with a positive, with a negative sign as a power. So we need to convert it to a positive number or a positive power. Those who remember, I said 1 over everything here. How do we get rid of the negative power? We say 1 over everything here. So it will be 25 to the power 3 over 2. So we have removed the negative because we can't solve like this. We need to take it to this form. So next now, we say x is equals to 1 over, here now we bring in our square root as usual. So there is 2 here. Who remembers? Are we going to write 2 here or not? We are not going to write it. Why? Because 2 means the same. It means square root, square. So this we just write 25 here. To the power numerator, which is 3. Okay. Equals to 1 over. So what's the square root of 25? Two numbers we multiply together to give us 25. So if you say 5 multiplied by 5, it will give you 25. So meaning the square root of 25 is what? 5. So we'll say 5 to the power what? 3. So we'll continue. We'll say x is equals to 1 over 5 to the power 3. So we'll continue. Say 1 over 5 to the power 3 is 5 by 5 by 5. Okay, so x is equals to 1 over, so what's 5 by 5 by 5? So it will be 125. So this is your answer. Okay, so that's about these examples. So now let's get more exercise examples so that we see what we can do, how many we can accommodate. Oh, copy the same one. Okay, let me just quickly copy this example so that we can solve some of them. Okay, so let's see. We have 1 to, okay. So I'll pick those, I think, which are difficult. Then I'll solve those. Then some of them I'll leave some for you guys to solve. So I'll pick, let me say 11. Okay, so 11 seemed to be a little bit challenging. So 11, I have 1 over 16. The power x is equals to 2. So how do we solve this one? For those who remember, we have 2 here. Of course, they will always give you a clue. So 2, you express 16 as a power of 2. Okay, so we need it to be 1 over 16. For you guys remember, is 2 to the power 4. So this is power x equals to 2. So how did we arrive at this one? We know 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 is what? 16. Yeah. So like I said, you can't solve here. One is a fraction and the other one is just a number. You can't solve. Meaning you need to convert this to a negative index. No wonder I said you have to be familiar with moving from negative to positive, positive to negative. So meaning this, if you remember, if we were to convert it to a negative index, it would be 2 to the power negative 4 x is equals to 2. So now you can multiply the powers. So for negative 4 multiplied by x to be negative 4x is equals to 2. So everything we were doing here, we wanted to have the same base, this and this to be the same. So now that we have the same base, we equate the powers. So 2 and 2. We can't solve here. If there is 4, we can't solve. There has to be the same, this and this one. That's when you can equate the powers. So we know 2 here is power 1. Any number, if it doesn't have anything, you know it's power 1. So meaning we get the powers only since the bases are the same. We have 2 and 2 here. So we write negative 4x is equals to 1. Meaning we solve for x. So we divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. So x equals to negative 1 over 4. So this is your answer. We're solving for x. Okay. So this is number 11. So I can solve also number 10. Let me see. I can solve 10. Also 10 looks challenging. You have 25 to the power x equals to 1 over 5. So here we can't solve anything. This is a fraction. This is just a number. So we convert this to a number like this. So this would be 25 to the power x equals to, if you remember, 1 over 5 is same as 5 to the power negative 1. That is a negative in form of a negative index. And this is 25, this is 5. The bases are not the same. So meaning we express this with a power. So 25, which number can we multiply? It's the same 5, we know. It's 5, we know 25 in terms of power is 5 to the power 2. This is 25, then power x equals to 5 to the power negative 1. So 2 multiplied by x to be 2x. 5 to the power 2x equals to 5 to the power negative 1. So now we have the bases are the same. We have 5 and 5 here. So we get the powers. So we say 2x is equals to negative 1. The powers, this and this. You only do this after making the bases same. Okay, so you divide by 2, divide by 2. Okay. Meaning x is equals to negative 1 over 2. Okay, done. Done, just like that. So you come to, let's say 12. Let's see, 12. So let's see, we can write here 12. Okay, so 12 is 0.25 to the power x is equals to 32. Okay, so you need to be familiar with how you convert a number into a fraction. How do you convert a decimal number into a fraction? So just some grade 9 tricks, the way my teacher taught me how you convert this number into a fraction. So you write the number 0.25. So you write 1 straight at this point here, you write 1. Then you convert each numbers here to zeros. So you have 2, it would be a 0, 5, it would be a 0. So if there was another number, we could have put another 0. If there's another number, we could have put a 0. Okay, so since we only have two numbers this side, meaning it will have been 1 and 2 zeros. These zeros are equivalent to the numbers here. Okay, so this, in short, this will be 25 over 100. As simple as that. Okay, so now you can divide 25 here, 25 into 100, we know is 4. So it will be 1 over 4. Okay, very simple and straightforward. So maybe I repeat, some might not get it for the first time. Okay, let me repeat. So you have a decimal number here, which is 0.25. You can't convert, you can't solve here because you don't know the base here and here, they are not the same. So meaning you convert this into a number. This is 32, this is 0 point something, meaning you convert it into a whole number or a whole fraction, a mixed fraction, yeah, or improper, proper, anything, but it has to be in form of a number, not at the decimal. So where there is a point, you say 1. Then these numbers, you count the numbers here, 1, 2. So meaning there will be 2 zeros. So after you know that, oh, this will be 100, meaning you just get this number. Forget about the 0, you just get these numbers here, which is 25 over 100. Then you can reduce it now. So since 25 goes into 100, 25 here to be 1. 25 into 100 is what? 4. So meaning this would be 1 over 4. Okay. So we know it will be 1 over 4. X is equals to 32. Okay. We convert this into a negative what? A negative index. We know we can't solve a fraction. So this is same as 4 to the power negative 1 to the power x equals to 32. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so we know 4, there is also a number which can go into 4. Which number is that? 2. So meaning we know 2 to the power 2 is 4. So where there is 4 here, we just replace it with this power negative 1. And then everything power x equals to. So 32, how do we express it in powers of 2? So if you remember, 32 is calculated as 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So 2 by 2, 4 by 2, 8 by 2, 16, 16 by 2, 32. So it's 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 2 to the power 5. Okay. Now we are getting towards the answer. 2 multiplied by negative 1, it will be 2 to the power negative 2. Then there is x here equals to 2 to the power 5. Okay. So negative 2, you multiply it by x, it will be negative 2x. So it will be 2 to the power negative 2x equals to 2 to the power 5. So now we have 2 here, we have 2 here. Great. So now we equate the powers. So the powers is negative 2x and 5. So we just say negative 2x is equals to 5. And then you solve for x, you divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So x is equals to, so it will be negative. So you can get a decimal fraction if you want. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, so 2.5. Yeah. So even like this, you can get it. Or you can get it as a mixed fraction. Negative 2 into 5 is what? 2. Remainder 1 over 2. Either way, the answer is the same, whether you write it like this or you write it like this. Okay, so that is about number 11. Which else? I solve the last one. Okay, let me solve the last one for you guys. Which one do I pick? I don't want to pick the easiest. Okay, let's say number 2. Okay, number 2, x to the power 5 equals to negative 32. Okay, so we have number 5, which is x to the power 5 equals to negative 32. Okay, so as you guys remember, that how do you get rid of the power 5? You multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 5 is what? 1 over 5. So x the power 5 multiplied by 1 over 5, so that 5 and 5 will cancel, equals to negative 32 to the power 1 over 5. Okay, so we have x equals to negative 32 to the power 1 over 5. Okay, so this is the same as x equals to, so we can write our formula by square root, since it's a fraction. Here denominator is 5, then we have negative 32, everything, power numerator 1. So x is equals to so we can just write it like this: 5th root of negative 32 to the power 1. So 5th root of negative 32. So looking for numbers, we can multiply them. The same number, multiply it 5 times to give us negative 32. So if you remember, if we get negative 2, for example, multiply by negative 2, multiplied by negative 2, multiplied by negative 2, multiplied by negative 2. So negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, positive 4. Positive 4 multiplied by negative 2, negative 8. Negative 8 multiplied by negative 2, negative 16. Positive 16, to be positive here. Since this times this, negative, negative, positive. From here, these two to give us positive. Negative times negative, positive. These two will give us positive. So positive times positive, positive. Positive times negative, it will be negative. Then 2 by 2, 4 by 2, 8 by 2, 16 by 2, negative 32. So our answer here will be negative 2. This is the 5th root of negative 32. So x, meaning x, is equals to negative 2 to the power 1. X is equals to negative 2. Okay, so this is our answer. So I want you guys to practice, just practice solving this, solve the rest, solve these questions which we haven't solved. Yeah, so continue watching my videos. Hope you like the lesson. Yeah, please subscribe, invite your friends. Yeah, and the more you guys are watching, the more you are motivating me to make more videos. So continue watching and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.